Great. Will you just push down on the volume just one? So it's just a slight lower. Awesome. So we're gonna watch me. I'm gonna face the curtain so you can see what's happening on the back body. Perfect. So I'm gonna use the leg loops behind my back for X-Factor.
Wow.
Okay. So I'm gonna, yeah.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, well, you know, I did make all this stuff up. And they're like, really? How did you come up with this? I'm like, well, you spend enough time with the swing and things happen. So I usually am able to get myself out of it. So if you put it on like a t-shirt behind the back, and then the second one goes behind the back on top of that, and then you have an X in front. That's why I call it X-Factor. I like to make sure that I'm standing at the back of my mat and I'm making sure that these are below my boobs.
Yeah.
It's very helpful. If they're too high up, it just doesn't feel great. Now the outer leg loop is going to transition to the top of my shoulders.
Wow.
I do that every single, I do that by taking my elbow and brushing it along the inside of the leg loop and then transitioning. Okay. After that, I'm going to push the swing forward and get my leg up there. Okay, I'm going to bunch it up at the ankles. I'm just showing you the standing version. I'm going to bend my standing leg so I go right underneath my plumb line. I don't have a lot of swag that way. And then I'm going to hold on to the outer leg loop and pull. Okay, once I do this, I'm going to like position it so it's in a sweet spot on the tops of the shoulders, and I call it the big squeeze. How's that feel? It feels amazing. That's why we're doing it. So we're going to focus on neck and shoulders for a little bit here, and it just is the more I push my hips up, the more weight's in my upper body. You know, my toes are together, my feet are together, clasping my hands behind the back of the head for chillax and arms, and I'm just gently rocking from side to side. So I can kind of go from side to side. I'm kind of like a little bit off to the side, which is fine. And I'm just playing with like a little bit of a fishtail movement. Yeah, it's really fun. So once I have done that part, I can bend my knees and come to sit, right? So once I bend my knees, then I can try an easier version. So when the leg loops are at the arches of the feet or the ankles, it's harder. On the ankles, it's a little bit easier. At the knees, it's easier. Up by the bum, it's easiest, right? Less weight for your body. Okay. Just watch the whole sequence. From there, I transition the swing to above my hips. Now we're gonna do the X-Factor is a pose as well as the name of the sequence. I'm gonna pull myself straight up and down for an even bigger squeeze. It's pretty amazing on the neck and shoulders. You have to kind of wiggle it around to get it just right because it is so intense. It is helpful to have a little shirt on, just FYI. And then the step in between, I just wanted to show you what X-Factor was. I call it love bug, because you curl up into like a little ball. Since the ceilings are so much higher here, you kind of sway from side to side. But swing is behind the back. I arch and press my hips forward. I round in and squeeze. Press and squeeze. It's okay if you sway from side to side. Right? You can have some fun with it. All of this is digging into that tight spot where the neck and shoulders meet. It's pretty incredible. Okie dokie, that's all we're going. So last part we'll do is from X-Factor, straight up and down. I'm gonna drop my hips, transition the outer leg loops onto the waist, and then I'm in my full inversion. So then you can do all of our leg stretches, our inverted leg stretches from here that we learned yesterday in our intermediate practice. I even like to add a half lotus, which feels really amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to do that.
Definitely. When you want to come out, wide straddle, balance, scissor kick down, you're going to have all this stuff here. So just stay in a sumo, catch your breath. That's amazing. Let your body acclimate. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really worth it. Let's all face the curtain to begin. Let's do that one more time.
Go slow.
Yes, well,
Please.
yeah, it's only one speed, but yes, we'll go that speed. Okay. Let's go ahead and take the leg loop, spread it out, put it behind the back. So both arms go through like you're putting on a t-shirt. Second leg loop, same thing. Spread it out behind the back, put your arms through. So X. So there's an X in front and you push it down so it's below the boobs. So stand at the back of the mat. Okay, great. From there, the outer leg loop, hold on to the top of the outer leg loop. You put your elbow through and transition just the outer leg loop on top of the shoulders.
Can you do that again? Sorry.
Yeah, so hold on to the outer leg loop, pull it
Yeah.
apart, get your elbow on the
elbow.
inside,
Okay.
and then it'll come up.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Good? Yes. Okay, you have to keep leaning back to keep tension on these because you're gonna place them just perfectly on the shoulders. And then you wanna push the swing forward and time it to get your foot up there like we do our standing poses. Yeah, good. All right, hold on to the top of the outer leg loop still. Bend your standing leg. So you're gonna be right underneath your plumb line, get both feet in there. Yes. Now you're gonna lift and press back. Yeah, you can kind of slide the leg loops into the sweet spot, pull them apart, get them into a good position. You don't want them squeezing the neck, so pull the leg loops apart. Yeah, pull them apart.
Legs crossed over one another.
I have my toes touching.
Okay.
Straight legs. Awesome, try banking a little bit from side to side. Arms are in chilaxin or overhead.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. The more you push your hips up and lean back, the deeper the stretch on the shoulders and neck. So this is when you get to go, Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yes.
Yeah. So intense, but so good. Okay, great. So now drop to the knees. Let those swings slide up to the knees. It's a little less intense. I
Yes.
usually don't always start from standing. I just wanted to show you that version. So from this position, we can let the swing slide to the butt. You just keep dropping your legs towards it. Keep your legs straight and just drop them towards the floor and it'll slide up. Yeah. All right, use your hands to help the swing above the butt so it's on the iliac crest. So it's on the hips, above the butt. Where are your hip bones? Yeah.
Above the butt.
Arching into it.
Yeah.
Above the butt.
Yeah.
Okay. So legs have to come down.
Yeah, and so look at me for a second. What I do is I'm going to keep my arms straight. I'm going to hop and get my feet wrapped around my toes touch. So it's a big hop. Yeah, toes touch. You got it? Good. Nice work, guys. That's all core. Really good work. Okay, so in this position, you can do the same thing, just with the toes together, hips dropped. You can bank a little from side to side with your arms overhead. If it's digging into the neck and shoulders, you're in the right place, but make sure it feels good. Okay? Reach up and grab for the outer leg loop at the top. Pull yourself into like a flying monkey. Feet together, arch. Yes. Beautiful. From here, just drop your hips and look towards your navel.
Drop your hips and look towards your navel.
Inhale, arch, flying monkey. Yeah, good. Exhale, drop the hips. Now we're gonna do that same position, but in chilaxin arms. So for chilaxin arms, you're gonna arch and press your hips forward. And then you're gonna exhale and roll up into a little ball. It's called bug bug. Inhale, press and arch. Hips forward, just like flying monkey. Good. Exhale, round in. Okay, reach up, grab for the outer leg loops again. Straighten the legs. Yeah. Nope, your feet stay wrapped. Get your foot around.
Oh,
Yeah.
and straight.
Yeah. Pull yourself straight up and down. Keep your legs doing like an V. Yeah. This is the big squeeze. The
Love
bigger
it.
squeeze. And then your hands are dangling towards the floor for X-factor. That's it. So amazing. Yeah. Now you're just gonna do gentle little micro movements Just bring one ear to the shoulder, other ear to the shoulder. Maybe gaze over the shoulder. Just play with the position of the head and neck. And then in time you can get the hips involved in that a little twist, but just focus on the upper body first. Intense. So when you're ready to come down, we're just going to drop our hips, bring the bottoms of the feet together again, and curl up into a ball for love bug. Just stay here to reset. Love bug is like the rest pose. We can gently rock from side to side if that feels good. Just keep the toes touching if you can. So love bug is with the chillaxing arms.
Is that head supposed to be lower than my hips?
If you lean back, it is. So you're pushing yeah, it's fine. I always have weight in the upper body, you know? So you can help into a ball, but then you're gonna let your head sink down into your hands a little bit more. So push your head down towards the ground. Yeah, like that. Okay, so guys, curl up into a ball and look at me for a second. Just watch. I'm going to hold on to the outer leg loops, straighten my legs, and then my arms go on the inside and transition them back to the waist. See if you can transition the leg loops to the waist.
And legs are straight?
Straighten the legs, transition those to the waist, and then perfect.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. Get them off the shoulders and around your waist so you're like triple hooked. Yeah, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah. So now we're in an inversion. Now you can bend your knees out to the side, feet together, just like Baddha Konasana. Feet together. Yeah.
Scary.
Why is it scary? Scary. We're super wrapped.
We're moving through fear, dear. Yes.
Well, just kind of acknowledge why is it scary. And
At our age.
At our age. Hands down towards the ground and
My daughter's
relax
so proud
fully
of me.
like you're in peaceful warrior.
Did I tell you my daughter's really proud of me
Okay.
this weekend?
Let's stay focused. Clasp the elbows and hang. Nice deep breaths. Ooh. If you want to try it, we're going to go ahead and try our leg stretches. You don't have to. If you're happy, just stay here in peaceful warrior. So if you want to try the leg stretches, you're going to bring your legs wide and grab for the toes. Wide straddle. After wide straddle, we come into Baddha Konasana, feet together, holding onto the outer edges of the feet, arching and opening. From there, thigh master, straighten the legs out in front of you and squeeze. Oh my God, squeeze. And then we're gonna go ahead and come through bow and arrow. And once you come into bow and arrow, you can bring the leg back behind you for half lotus. Oh my God.
Which leg?
Well, the straight leg goes back behind you into a half bow. Yeah, and then you hold onto the foot for half lotus. Wrap both legs back around, and then from there we'll start from the beginning. Wide straddle, toes.
Back behind?
Nope.
Way.
Bring both feet back in front of you. Hook both feet onto the swing. Grab for the toes, and then straighten your legs wide. Yeah, there you go. We feet together, hold on to the outer edges of the feet, Baddha Konasana. Knees open wide. Butterfly.
No.
Yeah, knees open wide. That's it. And then straight legs out in front of you like you just did, holding on. Intense. Bow and arrow, bend the left knee, extend the right leg. Or the other side if you did that side. Do the second side. Let the shin rest onto the swing, and then the leg goes back behind you. Half lotus, grabbing for the foot. Yeah, good. One hand or both hands, wherever you are, extend, open the chest. From here, we're all going to roll down nice and easy. Release the foot, bring the legs back to a wide straddle, holding on to the swing. Wide straddle, everybody.
Holding on to the swing?
Nope, right where you were, at your inner thighs. Bring your legs wide. Look at, yeah, and then we're gonna bicep curl, balance, scissor kick down to set. Just like we come through our core.
Wow.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, so now we get to just close our eyes and hang out in a version of sumo with all this stuff wrapping us. So the more surface area that we have, the easier it is to stay in the poses because there's just so much stretch, there's so much traction. Distributes our weight differently. It's a big sequence, so we just kind of hang out there for as long as it feels good. The inversion at the end, of course, is extra. I'm going to come on out. I call it giving birth. You go through the canal, out the front. So if we could just get someone into that first position where they get the leg loops on, right?
Yeah. Most people can do that.
Most people can get the leg loops on. This takes a good 15 minutes, typically with a new person, because it's very complicated for them. It's a lot of entanglement. So once the leg loops are on the shoulders, getting the foot up is usually challenging. So I will come help them get the foot up. But it's really good to just be here and hang out. So typically I'll have them really slow or even bending at the knees. This might be as far as you get somebody in X-factor.
And that's okay.
That's great. And what we're doing is releasing the neck and shoulders. I love this. Gravity is just pulling me to one side, so we're just going to let that happen. Come back over, buddy. Yeah. So as much as possible, we stay centered, whatever that is. Okay. So that's enough for the neck and shoulder stretch. Okay, coming upside down and wrapping around the waist and everything like that. That's probably too much for most people. But I wanted to show you, since we've done inversions in our intermediate practice, how this can be a great therapeutic for the neck and shoulders. How do you guys feel? You
I'd love
notice?
to do it again.
Mm-hmm. Great, let's do it again. Awesome.
This time I'm going to try to go further.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
I'm going to try to go further.
Oh,
I stopped
further
in
away. Oh.
the inversion.
So why don't we go ahead and start
Do
back
you
to
think I
back?
can? Okay.
Well, why don't we start back to back so you can see me when you're upside down? I think the visual cue will really be
Okay.
helpful.
All right.
So face the garage doors to begin. Okay.
And it doesn't matter right or left, right?
Which
To start with?
no, it doesn't matter. Maybe
leg
that's
loop.
why I'm going in one direction, but
No, I
So-
mean the leg loop, the right or the left leg loop.
I
Doesn't
know.
matter.
Stand at the back of the mat here. Get the swing in front of you. And then just
Okay.
pick a leg loop. Yeah, just put it behind your back. There you go. Great. So we're gonna do this one more time. Going through it nice and slow. Getting them on, so properly, get them on the shoulders first, everybody.
Oh, right.
So don't skip any steps. Once the leg loops are on, then we thread our elbows through and get those onto the shoulders and pull them apart. Transition them to the shoulders. There you had it. Get your elbows through and then transition them to the shoulders. Not that part. Almost there.
Oh, this part.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
And then you have to position them. You want to pull them apart. So you don't want them on the C7 joint. So they were like way too high on everybody last time. So you want to pull those apart. And this part goes below the boobs. So you want it lower on the back. Get this below the boobs. Yeah. Push it down. And then pull these apart. Yes. That's where you want them.
Okay.
Okay, good. So then you get your leg up and then hold on as high as you can. It's helpful to hold on right here at the nub. And then you're going to bend your knees so you stay underneath your plumb line. There you go. Yeah, so you need to stay particularly still so we don't bob. There you go. And then from there, push your hips up and lean back. Chillaxing arms. Yeah, good. That's it. Pull the leg loops apart. Pull them apart. Yeah, position them right in the sweet spot. That's great. So that's key, because otherwise people are like, I don't like it, because it'll kind of pinch their C7 joint, and we don't want that. So we can actually position it to where it feels good. Okay. Once we're here, we can play with the arm position. So that might look like arms overhead. Right? leg from side to side and see how that feels. I just kind of spontaneously spread my leg loop, my swing out, and that feels really good. I have it hooking my heels and it's over the calves if you guys want to try it. It gives a little bit more support for the lower body. Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And then we're all going to bend our knees. You can take your time, Deborah. You're like, I just got there. I just got there. All right, swing. Tell me what's happening for you. Oh, there we go. So when we bend our knees, it's a little less weight in the upper body, and that might be appropriate for some people. And then we have to keep our legs straight, keep arching, and let the swing slide up to the bum. Feet will touch down at that point. When the feet touch down, keep going.
Oh, keep going. Oh.
When the feet touch down, I pull the swing above my butt, so it's at the low back, across my hips, top of the hips. Okay. Once it's there, I push my arms straight. I have to give myself a little hop to get my legs around, so I'm in Baddha Konasana. I'm the same as Happy Buddha. Yeah, good. So that's the part where most people get stuck, and I can always come and lift their legs for them, but it's nice when we've done all this work to lift our own legs all weekend, so we're there. And I always reposition these to make sure we're pulling them apart and they're kind of closer to the collarbone than on the neck. Yeah. So I pull those apart even more, Barbara. Pull them apart. Keep leaning forward when you do them. Whoa. I got it. Okay, get back in there. There, that's better. Yeah. And then arch and it bit. So push your head down towards the ground. Yeah. That's it. Beautiful. Let's use our chillaxing arms and curl up into a little ball and undulate a few times like that. Keep the knees open wide if you can. Love bug. Arch and curl. Okay. Really intense. And then we're going to go ahead and reach up for the outer edge of the leg loop. Straighten the legs towards the sky and then push them wide. So yeah, so the feet are in a V. And then you can arch and open up the chest. This is externally rotating, right? And spirally open. And then the arms can come down. Woo! Oh my goodness. I like looking over one shoulder and then the other shoulder and having a little twist. Okay. Breathe. Oh, that's a lot. That feels amazing. Okay, sink your hips down. Transition the outer leg loop onto the waist. Woo. I like to push the leg loops down towards my swing. And then I can bend the knees out to the side, feet together.
Inside the leg loops?
Yeah, you don't move them. Just bend the knees out to the
I
side.
feel like I'm separated here.
It's okay. They don't have to touch. Yeah, as long as it's not bugging your kidneys, what we're doing is really squeezing the QL, which is just amazing for the low back. Triple wrapped. So now it's a version of Peaceful Warrior. Does it look familiar?
Yes.
Can you push your hips towards me and open your knees wide? There you go. Now you're straight up and down. Awesome. So this is enough. You can just hang out here. If it feels good to try the leg stretches, you can unthread your feet and bring them wide. Once you bring them wide, you can reach for the toes. Once you reach for the toes, we only did really 3 poses here. Wide straddle, butterfly, forward fold. Straddle, butterfly, fold. My inner thighs are like, I'm not doing any more. I'm not doing any more thigh masters. I like to do bow and arrow, where I bend my right knee, hold on to the left toes, push Well, I guess we could even do revolver. It's just like, there it is. Awesome. Rainbow. And then foot goes back behind you. Grab one hand or both hands. Then bring the leg back around. Yeah. And then switch sides, wide straddle, bow and arrow. Place the left shin onto the leg loops. Oh my God. Revolver. There's like so much happening here, it's hard to bend. And then back behind. One hand or both hands. Okay, to come out, reach up and grab for the swing by your inner thighs. Just hold on to whatever's there. Let your legs come wide. So we bicep curl, balance, scissor kick down, come into sumo. You might have to pull, let's do a supported back bend actually. Chillax in arms, sway it out from side to side. Yeah, you might need to pull the leg loops up a little bit higher if they're too low, but mine landed right behind the heart and that just felt great in terms of coming into a supported back bend. And really play with it. Do some big swag from side to side. Add some twists at the edges. I haven't done a lot of that. We'll do that in the intermediate AYRx, where we add more spirals to the movements. Not today, next time. Good. So even though the back is tender, Deborah, does that feel a little bit better? Those supported back bends, yeah. More material actually works out, so everything's gotten in time thicker and shorter to be more comfortable in the body. And then unthread, give birth through the canal and pause and ground. Come on down.
Come to earth.